In about 18 or 19 years from now, I'll be 65. Under the normal scheme of things, you'd think, oh, I could retire then. Wouldn't that be good? State pension. Put my feet up after 40 odd years of working and lived a happy life. Grandchildren. Well, I haven't got them yet. Hopefully I will. And all the rest of the fruits that come with it. Well, that dream is about 20 years out of date, really, isn't it? Because we've got a situation in this country where people are living longer, the population is increasing, and a lot of people don't make the plans with private investments and private pensions when it comes to retiring. So to that end, there are an awful lot of people in this country, pensioners, retired pensioners, that require assistance in housing benefit, pension credit, state pension. State pension is the main thing. Now, I had a funny thing happen probably about 6 or 7 years ago now, where my mother-in-law had to move into her new flat after my father-in-law sadly passed away. And you know what? It was ridiculous. She was pushing 80 years old, and we put in all of her financial information. She was on the state pension and a few other bits and pieces, and I was told that because her income wasn't high enough, they wouldn't let her have the flat. Well, I said, oh, yeah, okay, 80 years old, she'll just go out and get a job. No problem. This is the kind of mentality that we're faced with when it comes to our older generation. I personally think it's disgraceful. When you work for 40 or 50 years, you should have the right to retire. You should have the right not to have to worry about those things anymore you did in your youth. That's then down to the next generation coming up after you. Well, the state pension has been an issue for a while, hasn't it? Because government worries about the sustainability of it. Never mind throwing away billions of pounds every year on things like Dover entrance, other countries that like throwing things at other countries, and generally not worrying about our own. And that really sticks in the back of my throat. This is one of the things that I think is wrong with this country. Well, there was a little 23-year-old called Jack. Shame that, isn't it? Who was on the news the other day. He got torn off a strip by Eammon Holmes. What Jack was basically saying, he was saying that the state pension isn't fair because it's being awarded to pensioners who are rich already, pensioners who are millionaires. You know, they get it as well as their private arrangements that they have made. And he turns round and says that the state pension should be means tested so that, you know, it's distributed fairly. Eammon said, well, the state pension is only about £156 a week. That's barely £600 a month, isn't it? I mean, the argument is, try living on £600 a month. You won't do it. It's an impossibility, and people are stretched as it is. The number of what you would class rich pensioners in this country, I very much doubt is a high enough percentage to warrant meddling with the state pension. And this is just a clueless little lefty who is just sitting there telling everybody how to live their lives when he probably hasn't lived his really yet. I don't know what the answer is. Do you? But this kind of thing really isn't helping. It isn't helping the elderly in this country. You saw my previous video with the TV licences, for example. Don't get one, you get threatened. It really is a disgrace. It's a population crisis as well. And you will get people who will get older, and all they'll do is push the pension age up and up and up and up and up. When I was in my 20s, I had a private pension arrangement with the company that I worked for at the time, and I paid a percentage, and then the company matched it. They called it a stakeholder pension, And I don't think enough of that is done, really, nowadays. I really don't. And it's a bit of a crisis. Let me know what you think in the comments, and be interested to read. I mean, I know there's a large portion of the people that watch this channel that fall into that age group where it's affected. I look forward to your feedback, and I also look forward to talking to you again soon. Toodaloo.